adding or subtracting decimals. So let's just remind ourselves, we know that adding is the same as plus, making numbers bigger. Subtracting, that's taking away. And of course, decimals, they are numbers that have got a decimal point in them. So there's a whole number part and then a bit of a number. The decimal part is the bit after the decimal point. Okay, so let's imagine I have been given £10, that's £10 that I've been given for my birthday, and with that money I want to buy this game. Dobble is a great little game. It's going to cost me £7.50, that's the price that it's for sale. So I want to work out how much change I'm going to be getting. I know I've got enough money because £10 is more than £7.50, but I need to work out the change. So I'm going to show you how to do that paying attention to the decimal point. So I'm going to write my 10.00. That's what I'm starting with, and I'm going to take away the money that I'm going to spend. So I'm going to take away the £7.50. Now, the bit that's important is the position of this decimal point. Here is my decimal point in the value of £10. I'm going to make sure that I line up my decimal point in the £7.50. So my decimal point has got to be exactly beneath it, so that these decimal points are in the same line. So I'm going to write the 7 here, the 5 and the 0. So that has set out my sum for £10, take away £7.50. So I'm now going to carry on as I would with normal column subtraction. Of course, when I'm trying to do 0 take away 0, that's going to give me a 0. Then I'm going to be trying to do 0 take away 5, which I can't do, so I need to look at my next column. That of course is a 0, so I've then got to look at the next column along, which is a 1. So this is the column I'm going to exchange. I'm going to take that 1 and leave nothing behind, and I could place that 1 here, so that I've now got, instead of having 1 in the tens column, I've got 10 in the units column. So 10 units will help me now, because when I want to fix this column, I've got a 0 here at the moment. I'm still trying to do 0 take away 5, but I need to borrow now from this. So I've got a 10 over here, so I'm going to cancel that 10, leaving behind 9, and put 10 in this column. So I've now got 10 subtract 5, which is 5. Then I've got 9 subtract 7, which is 2. And of course, most importantly, my decimal points are here. They're all in a line. So that's where my decimal point is going to go. So I'm going to make sure I write my decimal point in here. So my solution is £2.50. So that is the amount of change that I would get. Okay, so now we're going to look at an example for adding decimal numbers. Let's imagine we're packing our bags and we need to know the weight of our luggage when we're traveling. So this bag weighs 4.1 kilograms, this bag weighs 10.2 kilograms, and this bag weighs 3.45 kilograms. I need to know the total weight of the luggage that we're taking for booking the transportation. So the really important thing is to make sure that the decimal points are all lined up. Now, I could write these exactly in the order that they are listed. So my first value is 4.1. And I know that I'm dealing with kilograms. Then the second value that I've got to add is 10.2. So the important thing is lining up the decimal points. So the decimal point is here. So my 10.2, I'm going to write like this. And then the final weight that I need to add in, the 3.45 kilograms, again, lining up the decimal point. So the decimal point is going to go here. So the 3 is the bit immediately in front of the decimal point, and then the 4.5 is directly behind the decimal point. So remind ourselves, this column is the tens number. This column is the units, or the ones. I've got all my decimal points lined up. The first column after the decimal point, this is the tenths. And then this column here is the hundredths. Now you see I've got this 5 here is the only digit that appears in this column. If I wanted to, I could write in zeros, just sort of hold the place value. So I could write in a 0 there and a 0 there. Some people prefer to do that. It's entirely up to you if you want to. But what is important is knowing that there's nothing there, and then there is a 5 in that hundredths column. Anyway, so let's carry on with our calculation. So we know that we're adding because we want to find the total weight of all of these items. So when I add up what is a nothing and a nothing, or 2 zeros and a 5, that gives me 5. Then I'm adding up the 1, the 2 and the 4, which does make 7. The next thing, I've got my decimal points all lined up. I might as well just write my decimal point in now. Then moving along, I've got 4 and 0 and 3, that makes 7. And then my final column, again, there's nothing there. I've got a 1 and then there's a nothing. So that does make a total of just 1. So my total for the luggage is 17.75. And remember, we were working in kilograms, so my total weight is 17.75 kilograms. Okay, so these are the golden rules for me to remember. Line up the decimal points. Write in zeros in any of the empty spaces if you prefer. Carry out the calculation starting with the right-hand column. Remember to place your decimal point in your answer, and that will be in the same line as the other decimal points.